I want to talk about one of the most important things your business really needs, and that's a strategic objective. And this should be something that take a little time and think about it. What's the vision for your company? Where do you want to be in a few years from now, say 4, 5, 10 years? And there might be different visions for these different time periods. So where you want to be in 5 years and then where you want to be in 10 years. But I would say at least 5 years out, you would want to have some kind of a vision. And I'm taking a little time to think about this and putting a little effort into it and writing this vision down will really help you in your business. And I'm going to talk about how to do that and some ways to get everybody that's involved in your business on board. My name is Maurice Kempner. I'm an attorney, a real estate broker, business consultant, and coach, and welcome to True Legacy Wealth Media. First of all, the timing of this objective is one of the things you want to consider. So, your business is where it's at right now, if you already have one or if you're just starting one. And I would say, what's the vision for this business in 5 years from now? And it's very, very important to have a timeline. And I think 5 years is a good way to start, but you could do 3, you could do 10, whatever you want to do. 5 years gives you some time to get where you want to go and can help your goals be somewhat realistic. But I think more than that, there's just too much indefinite stuff that's going to happen if you go beyond 5 years. The thing you're going to want to do is figure out what are your products and services that you're going to offer people. And I think this should be something where you try to think about all the problems that these products and services are going to be able to solve for people. That should be your number one objective. And how are these things going to help your business make money? And I think a good guideline for this is when people pay you money, you want them to feel like the money they pay you is worth less than what they got from you in return. That's my definition of a service, right? If people pay you money for a good or service, and then they get that good or service and they feel like the money they gave you is worth more than that, then to me that's a disservice. So that should be the goal. And as long as you do that, I think you can make a lot of money. One of the next things you're going to look at is the geography. So, are these going to be places where you're going to be at certain locations? So, let's say you want to try to start a string of beauty shops or something like that, cosmetic business where you're doing cosmetics and barbering and that kind of thing. So, where are you going to do this? And are you going to be in a place that's visible to traffic? Where people going by can see a sign and know exactly what you are. It's a name that's easy to read and remember, and they know exactly what it is you're doing. When they drive by, they can see it and know that. And in what areas are you going to do that? And when you look at these areas, you have to look at the competition there. What's the competition there? So, what's your niche going to be? What's your competition going to be? Now, maybe geographically, you're just going to be online, which to me is the best location to be because then you can work from anywhere. You can go anywhere you want in the world and work from there. You can live anywhere you want to go. And as long as you've got internet and other things, then you can have your business there. Now, not every business is going to be like that, though. There's construction businesses, handyman businesses, cosmetics. There's all these different things, restaurants and things that people will be doing where they have to be in a certain location, and there's nothing wrong with that. But eventually, I think geographically, one of the things you would want to put in your goals is that even if these businesses are like that, where they're in a certain geography, you want to be able to kind of run them with managers you've hired. In the end, I think this is your end vision. And you can manage these people most of the time from some place that may or may not be where these businesses are located, right? You still want to have this freedom of time and place. It's a very important goal, I think you should have. And it's something to consider when you're considering the geographic locations of these, of the business or service that you're going to offer. Want to think about and write down is how big do you want your company to be? What's the gross income target that you have? Is it $1 million a year? Is it $10 million a year? $500,000 a year? What are your profit margins you're going for? How much money do you expect to have left over after taxes and expenses? Those kinds of things. So The other thing you want to look for is what's your market? Who are the people that you're going to market to? How are you going to position yourself in this market? Now, one thing I will say about this, and we have another video on that about blue oceans. You want to try to make your company a blue ocean if you can, okay, in the marketplace. Now, the blue ocean theory is that in the marketplace there are red oceans and blue oceans. Red oceans are where most businesses lie. For you to gain any market share, you've got to take market away from other businesses. And so there's blood in the water. That's a red ocean, right? A blue ocean is where you really don't have any competition. Your business is so different that you really don't have any competition for that. There's a book about this blue ocean strategy that's out there. And in this book, they talk about Cirque du Soleil as an example of that. Cirque du Soleil is kind of a circus, but Barnum and Bailey with the lions and the tigers and the elephants and the trapeze and all that, it is a circus too, but they're really so different, there's really no competition. It's a blue ocean business, or there really isn't anything out there. So that's kind of what you want to do. So, for example, we have a property management company, and I think it's more of a blue ocean company because we can not just manage your properties, but I'm an attorney and a business consultant, broker. We can help you figure out numbers. We can train you on real estate investing. We can do your tax returns. We have a tax return company that prepares thousands of tax returns every year. We teach you about multi-generational wealth. And you see most of these property management companies, they just manage property. They don't have those kind of services. Another thing I would say you want to concentrate in your strategic objective, another point you want to clarify and kind of measure a little bit is what kind of experience are you giving your clients when they come and work with you? You want them to have an experience of friendship, belonging, something that makes them want to come back. That's, for example, Starbucks is kind of like that. People like to go over there just because of the experience. They like to talk to the baristas when they get their order and they make friends. Sometimes they go over there and read books. I mean, it's kind of an experience. So, an experience for your clients is something I think you should think about in your strategic objective. Now, you need a vision for your company. What is it? What is it you want to accomplish? And I think this vision should be a lot more about making the world a better place and helping people. In fact, I think if you concentrate on that first with your product and your services, how are you going to really help people? How are you going to make their lives better? How are they going to have a good experience when they relate to you? Those are the kind of things you think about. Then you figure out how to make money from that. You kind of want to have a goal here that the money people pay you, like I always say, is less important to them than what they're getting from you. So this kind of a vision is really important, and it gets your employees, people that support your business, everybody's behind you. Everybody wants to see this vision succeed. They want this in the world. So there's lots of businesses like that. For example, a lot of people just buy Tesla cars because they want the world to have less pollution and things like that. It's not just about the economy of buying that particular car, although I have a Tesla Model Y, and I just think it's the best financial decision you can make when you're buying a car if you can charge it at your own house. We'll talk about that in other videos, but I'm just saying there's a vision in that product that comes with it, see? And people get on board with that. But there's lots of products like that out there, and I think it's important to think about that. Another thing you want to do is you want to be able to measure these goals. So every day when you get up, you know where you're at. And it's just how are you going to close the distance between where you're at today and your strategic objective? What's the most important thing you could do today to make that gap between where you are and your strategic objective smaller? And that's what you think about every day in your business. What are the main things we can do to close this gap and get where we need to go? And that's what you concentrate on. There's other things in the day-to-day business you have to concentrate on, but this always needs to be in your mind, in front of your face, that you see in your own mind. How am I going to close this gap and get to my goal? Now, sometimes these goals can change, and it's okay to change them. If things come up, you think of something better, you don't have to stick with your objective dogmatically. You can change it as you go. But you want to close this gap, and you want to have some system of measuring your progress. Okay? So every month, every year, every quarter, you got to sit there and talk to people that you're working with. It could be other employees, your managers, your spouse, family. How are we doing? And measure it. Some way to measure your progress. You got to have the measuring in there. There's got to be some way to do that. I think it's a good idea to consider any risks. You always have to manage the risk. Some businesses don't have much risk involved, others do. And so you need to make sure you're managing that risk well in your strategic objective. You want this business objective to align with the primary purpose of your life, right? You need to have your own primary purpose. Why do you live? What do you get up in the morning for? I've talked about that. We have videos on that too. And there's a primary purpose for your family, and there's multi-generational wealth planning for your family. And this business needs to be consistent with all of those things, or it's kind of a waste of time because, in my opinion, those should be your overall goals. Accomplishing what the meaning of your life is to you, and how this business can help you reach those goals, and how it can help your family create multi-generational wealth and be part of the family values of your family and be an opportunity for your family now and for the future to come. As you know, our channel is a lot about multi-generational wealth and family unity, moving wealth from generation to generation, and so on. And so that's a purpose that we have in everything we do. So I hope this helps you. And if you like it, I hope that you'll like and subscribe. And I appreciate you watching. And it really does help us if you subscribe and like, and we really do appreciate it. It helps us make more videos like this. So anyway, I really do hope this helps you with all my heart, because it's a really important thing for your business. Anyway, thanks for watching.